Hey guys, what is up? Today we're going to be explaining the AP College Football Top 25 Week 3 rankings here, and we're going to go through these 1 through 25. As you can see, there's already some teams I've listed on. There's already some teams, sorry, that you can see on the screen, um, that are ranked 1 through 12, and I'm going to go through all the teams here and, explain everything. Let's just get right into it here. Looks like we got a new number one this week. We got the Georgia Bulldogs at first, and I believe they should be first. I feel like they could potentially win out this year again, right? I mean, their defense, obviously, as we saw in week one, it looked really good. Um, Georgia didn't put up that many points against Samford as I thought they were going to Saturday, getting a 33-0 win against Samford. But they still got the job done, and in two games, Georgia has only allowed 3 points on average. So that's really good news if you're a Georgia fan. But you've also, you played a scrappy Oregon team and then Samford as well. Just didn't really look good at all, right? Alabama moves down. It was quite close. The matchup they had Saturday, close win against Texas. Quinn Ewers goes out with an injury, and the backup quarterback comes in, plays pretty good, just like Quinn Ewers did before he went out. And backup quarterback gets hurt, chooses to stay in the game, delivers some good balls. Xavier Worthy had some good catches for Texas. Though Texas, they came up short. Will Reichard, he has ice in his veins. He gets the job done for Alabama in the last 15 seconds. Texas so close to pulling off a massive upset, but Alabama gets it done. They drop one spot and they're in second this week. Ohio State, they're still in third. They're just sitting there right now. Don't really know what's going to happen with them, if they're going to end up jumping Alabama, jumping Georgia. Are we going to lose a stupid game like we always do, regardless if it's on the road or if it's at home? Who knows? I think that sometime this season it's going to happen. It always happens. Our defense tends to collapse and our offense doesn't play as good as we want them to, and then it just happens. But speaking about this Ohio State offense, they played much better this past weekend compared to week one. Marvin Harrison goes off for 3 touchdowns. Travion Henderson gets 2. Emeka Egbuka gets the touchdown. Everyone really getting involved in this Ohio State offense this week. It's not just a one-man show, right? Mine Williams did well again. And surprisingly, on defense, we let up more points against Arkansas State than we did against Notre Dame. And obviously, it seems like Arkansas State, they didn't seem to have too much trouble getting the ball down the field, getting 4 field goals. And Notre Dame, they're just bad. That's why their offense isn't great. And, they're not even ranked this week. A very upsetting loss against Marshall over the weekend, and looks like Tyler Buckner is out for the year as well with an injury. So I don't know I don't know where Notre Dame's going to go from here, and I guess we'll just have to see. I don't really got anything to say about Michigan besides they've played 2 fairly easy opponents, Colorado State and Hawaii, getting dominant wins in both. Michigan, I believe they host UConn this week. In Ann Arbor. Should be another easy win, and Michigan's just going to keep doing their thing on offense and defense, and J.J. McCarthy looks like he's the guy for Michigan, right? So I guess we'll see how that plays coming into the season. Clemson getting the win against Furman over the weekend. They're 5th. Oklahoma jumping up a spot. They're in 6th. USC, great win on the road against Stanford this weekend. Caleb Williams played really well, and they got Jordan Addison going early, and a lot of other guys for USC. And USC, they're playing some great football right now. I'd be very scared to play USC. I feel like they're a very threatful team, and they could potentially be a playoff team if they can, win the Pac-12 and win the Pac-12 championship game. That they got to win a lot of games this year, obviously, to get to that point. There's a lot of very talented teams in front of them right now. So, as the season progresses, USC's just got to prove they're a playoff team. And they'll get better as the season goes on. Going in at number 8, Oklahoma State joins the top 10 as they are in 8th right now, moving up 3 spots. Nice dominant win against Arizona State over the weekend, and just they're playing some pretty good football right now, like USC. And that gets us into number 9, Kentucky Wildcats. I feel like it's been a while, since Kentucky has been in the top 10. They're not really top 10 football program, and I don't think they'll stick around the top 10 for long, but I could be wrong. It looks like Will Levis, he's playing really, really well. And, Kentucky got it done at home they got it done on the road against Florida. And, the media and everybody else who voted for Kentucky this week to be in that top 10, they really gave Kentucky a lot of credit for beating Florida this weekend on the road as well. Very shocking. Arkansas also joins the top 10. KJ Jefferson, he looks really, really good out there for Arkansas. And, I'd be nervous to play Arkansas as well, right? Michigan State, they're 11th. BYU, great win at home against Baylor. Definitely a statement win. They're 12th right now and playing some pretty good football. Miami, Florida, and Tyler Van Dyke, they're in 13th right now. Not really a whole lot to say about them besides, again, playing good football. Utah recovers after the loss in week 1 against Florida. They do move down a spot, but it's alright, Utah. Season's definitely not over yet. Got lots of time to recover, and I think we'll see him back in the top 10 at some point this season. Tennessee Volunteers, they moved up 9 spots. They were 24th coming into this past weekend, but they get it done against Pitt, and Keaton Slovis goes out with an injury. Pittsburgh's backup quarterback comes in. I didn't think he looked great. Hendon Hooker and Cedric Tillman, they get it done in the overtime, and Tennessee, they win the game. NC State is at 16th right now. Baylor losing to BYU at home. Unfortunate for Baylor. Florida also losing at home against Kentucky. It looks like a pretty good football team right now. I think Notre Dame, not Notre Dame, what am I saying? I think Florida, I think they'll see themselves as well back in the top 10. The media always likes to give Florida credit. Florida always receives a lot of votes when it comes to these AP polls. And, I think Florida will be back in the top 10 within no time, right? So, right now they're 18th. And, they're going to have to prove that they're a top 10 football team. I'm sure they've got challenging games this rest of the season. And if you actually look at some of these games here, Tennessee could be one of those as well. Georgia as well. They got to win that game, of course. Definitely win here against Tennessee and beat Georgia. This would be a statement win as well to, beat Texas A&M on the road. These are all games that they're going to have to win. They're going to have to beat Tennessee. They're going to have to beat Georgia. They're going to have to beat Texas A&M. And they play their rivals, Florida State, on the last week of football. So I if Florida can win against Tennessee and Georgia and Texas A&M, I think not Georgia. I think Florida could see themselves in a pretty good spot come the end of regular season. Wake Forest, they get Sam Hartman back this past weekend. Wake Forest gets it done by 20. Hands Vanderbilt their first loss of the year. I'm just glad to see Sam Hartman back. They looked a lot better this week than they did without him in week 1. Ole Miss is 20th. Texas, give them credit. They tried. They almost pulled off a massive upset. They came all the way from unranked to 21st, and lots of people obviously voted for Texas, to be ranked. And I'm just happy to see them on here. They gave it a fight, and Texas as well. I mean, they got some games that they're gonna have to win. Probably, definitely against this Oklahoma State here. Probably win this. Gonna have to win this one as well. This one should be interesting as well. I mean, Texas, their schedule doesn't look easy. A lot of teams here that playing some good football right now. I mean, Kansas State's playing good football. TCU as well. Kansas getting that overtime win against West Virginia this past weekend. And Baylor here as well. Yeah. Where were we? Penn State. Penn State. I put a video up on my TikTok a little bit ago, or a few weeks ago, saying that Penn State would be ranked within no time. Here's Penn State at 22nd, playing some good football. This week they have a game at Auburn. Penn State's favorite to win. I'm really excited for this one. Penn State, they're going to have a test here on the 15th at Michigan. Then they play Ohio State, another test on my birthday, believe it or not. Hopefully that's not a night game, but I bet you it will be. And then, these rivals, they play against each other to end off the season. So Penn State's also got some tough games as well. Pittsburgh's Keaton Slovis goes down. Pitt needs Keaton, Texas A&M. I wouldn't even call this loss an embarrassing. I just say it's upsetting. I think give Appalachian State a lot of credit, especially when they played North Carolina in week 1. We know how crazy that game was, and I kind of had a feeling that, Appalachian State would hang around against Texas A&M. Chase Bryce, we give him a lot of credit. This guy is obviously really, really good, and it's the reason they won. Chase Bryce played some really good football, and they got Texas A&M off guard, and I bet Texas A&M was definitely overconfident about this game. But Appalachian State gets it done. Oregon rounds out the top 25 this weekend, getting back in the rankings. So yeah, guys, that is your top 25 college football rankings for week 3. Thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of your night, guys. Thank you.